early morning, everyone. I want to first thank Hannah for inviting me to speak with you at the Well. When she was telling me about this group, she said something that has stuck with me. When you come to the well, you stay at the well. You heard it this morning too, so obviously it's the truth. That is awesome. I am so glad that I have been invited to come. When I was thinking about what to say to you this morning, what immediately came to mind was the phrase, you can't pour from an empty cup. Also, you can't give out what you have not first received. So I think that this is why this message came so easy to me, because I have been and am still living it every day. I give to you what the Lord has given to me. I don't know if you are like me, but I suspect that you are, because we are all women. We may not be exactly the same, but we do have at least two things in common: X chromosomes. And because of these two little pieces of DNA and the society and the time in which we live, we share other things as well. We wear many hats and we pour out to many people. Whether old, or as I like to say, chronologically mature, or young, rich or poor, single, married, or it's complicated, Black, white, or brown, workers outside of the home or in the home, in many cases, both. One thing that we all do the same is take care of others. We are caregivers. We are nurturers. We are pitchers that pour. As mothers, daughters, wives, sisters, nieces, godmothers, aunties, friends, however our relationships are with others, we pour love, concern, care, instruction, friendship, money, time. I can go on and on. Like a magician who keeps pulling those scarves out of his magic hat, we keep pouring out of ourselves to those around us. This in itself is not a bad thing. I believe we are all called to love one another, take care of one another, and be concerned about one another. But this can become a problem if all we do is pour care and concern, but not allow ourselves to be poured back into in return. We allow many to withdraw from us and not deposit, leaving us physically, emotionally, mentally, and sometimes even financially bankrupt. We end up on E, empty, and sometimes even beyond or on negative E. I know I've definitely been there. And even then, do we stop? No, we continue to pour, superwomen with that S on our chest, squeezing blood from our proverbial turnips, going through our days and life tired and empty. Okay, enough of the bad news so early in the morning. Be encouraged, my sister. I have great news for you as well. On this early Monday morning, the beginning of the first full week of October, I have come to bring you good news by giving you permission to take care of yourself. It is time for some self-care. Self-care is not a sin. It is not an option. It is essential. Not selfish, but self-care. How can we follow the mandate of the word that says we are to love our neighbors as ourselves if we don't first love ourselves? The key word is balance. Not all me and none of you, but also definitely not all you and none of me. We can love others as we also love ourselves. I'm reminded of when we are sitting on an airplane ready to take off. The flight attendant is giving instructions and says that should the cabin lose pressure, the oxygen masks will drop. And what are we admonished to do? Put the mask on ourselves first before we put it on others. Why is that? Because we won't be any good and won't be able to take care of another if we ourselves are compromised. We need oxygen to breathe and function. My sisters, I say to you this morning, put your oxygen on. What is oxygen for you may not be the same for others. And you know what? That's okay. Just find your own that gives you life. For me, it's reading, listening to music, swimming. Water is therapy to me. If you know me, that is the case. Give me a good dose of vitamin SEA any day. Traveling, eating, getting my hair done, manicures, pedicures, eyebrows done, you get the point. Obviously, I need a lot of oxygen. Think about whatever that is for you and do it. And just don't do it once. I have a feeling that many, if not all of us, are hypoxic, meaning that we run low on oxygen. We need not a booster, but a daily flowing supply. Just like we are good at multitasking and scheduling the many different activities in our lives, we need to schedule time for us as well. Me time. And then we should not stand ourselves up by not showing up and keeping these vital appointments. So that's it. That's the word. You can't pour from an empty cup. It's time to get some life-giving oxygenation to our hypoxic bodies and souls. Think about what gives you life. And even just for a few moments every day, do that so that your cup will not only be filled, but will overflow and will allow you to continue to care for and nurture others. Self-care is not optional. It is a necessity. Take care of yourself, live and live well at the well. I leave you with this thought in this scripture, Psalms 23, 1-3. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside still waters. He restores my soul. Let's lay down peacefully before we are made to lay down because we have given out. Been there, done that. Remember, God tells us to come unto him, all who are burdened and heavy laden, and he would give us rest. Maybe in getting our daily oxygen and doing self-care, we can keep ourselves from becoming burdened and heavy laden, or at least not as frequently. Just a thought. It gives us something to think about. And after a busy day of ministering, Jesus even told his disciples to come apart and rest for a while. God himself rested after creating the world in 6 days. If he had to rest, I think we should have to as well. Again, at the well. I read this confirmatory word just as soon as I was finished writing this message for you today. And I think it sums everything up. It said, please take care of yourself. It can feel like a good thing to neglect yourself, meeting the needs of others, but it's not. God never asked us for that as a requirement of being a wife, mother, sister, daughter, or whatever station of life we are in. Our body cannot handle that neglect and abuse long term. So we must take care of ourselves. We matter too. God bless you, my sister.